Hi there! In this series about improvising over 7 chords, I try to make a reference pack of videos where each video covers a single type of 7 chord. Now there are many possibilities for improvising over 7 chords, and therefore I thought it would be a good idea to make an overview of the most used scales, arpeggios and techniques to get an interesting and versatile sound when improvising over these chords. Well, in part 1 we have covered the major 7 chord and summarized the most important 7 chords. Well, in part 2 we are going to explore improvising over minor 7 chords in depth. Now, but before we do that, let's do a super quick recap of the types of 7 chords we are going to cover in this whole set of videos. 7 chords are simply triads with an addition of the 7th degree. There are 4 kinds of triads. We have a major triad, built with a root note, a major third and a perfect fifth. We have a minor triad built with a root note, a minor third and a perfect fifth. We have a diminished triad built from a root note, a minor third and a diminished fifth. And we have an augmented triad built from a root note, a major third and an augmented fifth. Now, to each of these triads we can add a 7th degree, and in some cases we can add the major 7th, and in some cases we add the minor 7th, and in some cases even a diminished 7th. Now, a major triad can be converted to a 7 chord by adding the major 7th. The chord becomes a major 7 chord. This chord is the tonic of the major scale and the Lydian scale. Now, we can also add the minor 7th, then it becomes a so-called dominant 7 chord. This chord is the tonic of the Mixolydian scale. Now, a minor triad can be converted to a minor 7 chord by adding the minor 7th degree. When we add the major 7, we have created a minor major 7 chord. This beautiful chord is the tonic of the harmonic minor and melodic minor scale. Now, when we add a minor 7 to the diminished triad, we create a so-called half-diminished chord. This chord is the 7th degree in a major scale and the 2nd degree in a minor scale, and it is the tonic of the rather awkward sounding Locrian mode. Now, instead of a minor 7, we can also add a diminished 7 to the diminished triad, converting it to a full diminished chord. Now, this chord is the 7th degree of the harmonic minor scale and often used as a substitution for the dominant 5th degree. Now, if we add a major 7th degree to the augmented chord, we have created an augmented 7 chord. This chord can be a 3rd degree in the harmonic minor scale and in the melodic minor scale. Now, we can also create a dominant version of the augmented chord by adding a minor 7th. This chord is often extended by a flat 9 or sharp 9 to become a so-called altered chord, which is used as a dominant in, for instance, a 2-5-1 progression in minor. So now we have refreshed your knowledge about 7 chords, and in this video we're going to look only at one chord, namely the minor 7 chord. Now, the minor 7 chord consists of a root, a minor third, a perfect fifth and a minor 7th. Typically this chord is a tonic chord in a natural minor scale. And this scale is also the 6th mode of the major scale. This mode is called the Aeolian mode. A Aeolian is the 6th mode of the C major scale, for instance. Now, you may also call the A minor scale the relative minor scale of C major. And these scales are very much connected, use the same tonal material and often used in conjunction with each other. The minor 7 chord can also be the tonic of some other modes, like the 2nd mode of the major scale, the Dorian mode. And the 3rd mode of the major scale, the Phrygian mode. Logically, all this fosters the amount of possibilities regarding improvising over minor 7 chords. So, let's start with the most obvious choice, soloing with chord notes from the minor 7 chord, also known as the minor 7 arpeggio. And just one more thing, you should know before we go on, all examples are played over an A minor 7 chord with more or less the same guitar tone and the same backing track. Now, in this way you can compare the different options in the best possible way, just that you know. Now, the minor 7 arpeggio is the same as the minor 7 chord, but now played in consecutive notes. It contains the root, the minor third, the perfect fifth and the minor 7th. And the A minor 7 arpeggio over an A minor 7 chord on the guitar looks like this and it sounds like this. Because we are playing only notes that already sound in the accompanying chord, the A minor 7 chord, this is not a very daring thing to do. In fact, it is playing safe. Now, to create a slightly more interesting sound, we could add the blue note from the blues scale. In A minor, the pentatonic scale looks like this. The note E flat is the diminished fifth, and we call this note the blue note. And this note really brings character to the scale. Now, by adding this blue note to the minor 7 arpeggio, we can make the sound more interesting and give it more character. Just like this. Now, another way to make the minor 7 arpeggio more interesting is adding another color tone by means of an extension. Like for instance the ninth, which is one of the most beautiful chord extensions. Now, the ninth in the A minor scale is the note B. Adding this B to an A minor 7 chord creates an A minor 9 chord. Now here's the A minor 9 arpeggio. As you can see, the top 4 notes of this A minor 9 chord are the notes C, E, G and B. Now these notes form the C major 7 chord. Very convenient, because now we can play a C major 7 arpeggio over an A minor 7 chord to create the sound of an A minor 9 chord. A very nice trick, right? So when we play other chords over a particular chord, we call this superimposing. We layer different chords over a single chord, like C major 7 over A minor 7, to create an extension. Now we don't need to play the major 9 arpeggio. Instead, we play a major 7 arpeggio of the 3rd degree and get the same result more or less. Other superimpositions that work well are the minor 7 arpeggio of the 4th degree, the D minor 7 arpeggio, and the 5th degree, the E minor 7 arpeggio. An E minor 7 arpeggio over an A minor 7 chord creates an A minor 11 chord. The E becomes the perfect 5th, the G becomes the minor 7th, the B becomes the 9th, and the D becomes the 11th. So by this you create a minor 9-11 chord. And the D minor 7 chord over an A minor 7 chord creates an A minor 6 add 11 chord. This is a more daring option, and you have to practice this to get the sound right over an A minor 7 chord. Now, here's a final example with 3 arpeggios played over the A minor 7 chord. The A minor 7 arpeggio, the E minor 7 arpeggio, and the C major 7 arpeggio. The pentatonic scale is an easy scale to work with, because it has only 5 notes, which is 2 notes less than the natural diatonic minor scale. Only 5 notes translate in an easy 2-note per string pattern, and it sounds always right. The most obvious pentatonic scale to use is of course a scale that comes from the natural minor scale, of which the particular minor 7 chord is the tonic. So, if you want to play over an A minor 7 chord, choose the A minor pentatonic scale. Over a B minor 7 chord, choose the B minor pentatonic scale, and so forth. The A minor pentatonic scale over an A minor 7 chord sounds like this. The scale contains the root, the minor 3rd, the perfect 4th, the perfect 5th, and the minor 7th. Now compare this with the notes from the A minor 7 chord, and we'll notice that there's only one note that doesn't belong to the A minor 7 chord, and that's the 4th degree, that we can also call the 11th. So there's only one color tone in this scale. So the A minor pentatonic scale over an A minor 7 chord is not a very exciting thing to do, although you can play very decent solos with this scale. Adding the blue note to the scale can help us to spice up the sound a little bit and get some character in the licks that we extract from this scale. Just like this. Just like we superimposed chords over a given minor 7 chord, we can superimpose pentatonic scales from different keys over a particular minor 7 chord too. Now the first scale that comes to mind is the minor pentatonic scale of the 5th degree. In A minor, this would be the E minor pentatonic scale. So over the A minor 7 chord, we will superimpose the E minor pentatonic scale. The scale looks like this. The notes of this scale will get a different function and sound when played over an A minor 7 chord, since the note A is now the root. The E becomes the perfect 5th of the A minor 7 chord. The note G becomes the minor 7th. The note A becomes the root, obviously. The note B becomes the 9th, and the note D becomes the 11th. Now, especially the note B, the 9th, will have a very positive impact on your melodies. Now, here's an example. The minor pentatonic scale of the 4th degree is also an option to use over a minor 7 chord. Although it doesn't feel as intuitive as the first two I mentioned, it still has potential to flavor your solos. Now, when played over an A minor 7 chord, the notes of this D minor pentatonic scale get a different meaning. The note D becomes the 11th, the note F becomes the flat 13 and is considered to be an avoid note, so be careful with this one. The note G becomes the minor 7th, the note A becomes the root, and the note C becomes the minor 3rd. Now, when played over an A minor 7 chord, the D minor pentatonic scale sounds like this. Now, another pentatonic scale that is suited for superimposition over a minor 7 chord is the minor pentatonic scale of the 2nd degree. Over an A minor 7 chord, we can play a B minor pentatonic scale. This scale is not as easy to use as the others that I mentioned, and that's because there are 3 color tones and only 2 chord tones. Now, when B minor pentatonic is played over an A minor 7 chord, the notes of the B minor pentatonic scale get the following functions. The note B becomes the 9th, the note D becomes the 4th, and the note E becomes the 5th. The note F sharp becomes the 13th, and the note A becomes the root. Because of the F sharp, the scale generates a Dorian quality to the sound. In A minor, the F sharp is the raised 6th degree, and this is the characteristic note for the Dorian mode. The B minor pentatonic scale over an A minor 7 chord sounds like this. Just like arpeggios and pentatonic scales, we can play different diatonic scales over an A minor 7 chord too. Each scale has its own characteristics and color. Now, the scale that comes to mind as the most obvious is the natural minor scale, of which the minor 7 chord is a tonic. The scale has no surprises and works like a charm, although this is not a very exciting choice. Now, the natural minor scale is also called the Aeolian mode, and this mode is the 6th mode of a major scale. So the A Aeolian mode starts on the 6th note of a C major scale, and it looks and sounds like this. A simple improvisation with the A natural minor scale over an A minor 7 vamp could sound like this. The Dorian scale is the second mode of the major scale. So the A Dorian scale is the second mode of the G major scale and looks like this. As you can see, compared to the A Aeolian scale, the Dorian scale has a raised 6th degree. Now this note, in this case the F sharp, is the Dorian trigger note and characterizes the Dorian sound. Now when you want to play an A Dorian scale, you can think of G major scale patterns, or E minor scale patterns, which is the relative minor scale of the G major and therefore contains the same notes. Here is the scale in a short improvisation. Now think playing E minor over A minor 7, stress the F sharp to get a typical Dorian sound, and keep in mind that A is the tonal center. Now, it gets more exciting with the minute. The next exotic choice is playing a minor scale of the 4th degree over the minor 7 chord. So, over A minor 7, you could play a D minor scale that looks like this. Now, because of the flattened 6th degree in this scale, the B flat, playing this scale over an A minor 7 chord results in a Phrygian scale, a minor scale with a flat 2nd degree. Now this sounds a bit Spanish and is often used in metal and flamenco, sometimes in an adapted dominant version, the Phrygian dominant scale. And the B flat is the Phrygian trigger note and characterizes the Phrygian sound. So here's the D minor scale over an A minor 7 chord in a short improvisation. Even if a scale at first seems like an awkward choice, it still can sound very surprising and very colorful. Take the harmonic minor scale over a minor 7 chord, for instance. The raised 7th degree in the harmonic minor scale clashes with the minor 7th of the minor 7 chord. But if you let yourself go and play like if you want to create a soundscape, it really lifts the sound to a whole other level. Here's an example of a harmonic minor scale over a minor 7 chord. Now, just like in part 1 of this series covering the major 7 chords, we discovered that there are plenty of possibilities to solo over a minor 7 chord. And this is not all. If you explore the internet about the subject, you will find even more ways to improvise over a minor 7 chord. In this video I discussed the most obvious ways to enrich your sound for the better. Now, I hope this was crystal clear for you and that you can use the knowledge from this video to gain new possibilities and to go boldly where no man has gone before. Greets from the Netherlands.